Yes, even in the easy module, we are going to get some slightly hard questions. Geometry is not most people's favorite math topic, but we should be able to do this. We do have the relevant formula in the reference chart if we need it. So let's take a look at what we're given. One leg of a right triangle has a length of 43.2 millimeters. The hypotenuse of the triangle has a length of 196.8 millimeters. What is the length of the other leg of the triangle in millimeters? So talking about right triangles, there's really just three formulas that we're going to need. Either here, I'll just do a little box here, one of these three. And the special right triangles are when we have special angles, 30, 60, or 45 degree angles. We don't have any of that here. They didn't tell us anything like that, so we shouldn't make any assumptions. But we don't need to, because right here we have Pythagorean theorem on the left, and that is what we use when we have two sides of a right triangle. That is exactly what we've got, so we can plug things in. The key is C is the hypotenuse, so we have to make sure we put things in the right place. They have it as c squared equals a squared plus b squared. I learned it as a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It does not matter. That is the same thing. But let's just make sure we put things in the right places here. So I'm going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared because it makes more sense to me. One leg of a right triangle, well, A and B are both legs, and for mathematical reasons, it doesn't matter which one we plug it into, so that's okay. So we could just do 43.2 squared plus b squared. But it does matter that the hypotenuse goes in C, and they tell us that the hypotenuse is 196.8. Now, in school, you're going to go to the calculator, you're going to square 43.2, you're going to square 196.8, you're going to do some subtraction and stuff, but let's, learn something new. The calculator can handle this for us, because all we have to do is turn that b into an x, and it will basically just give us the answer and solve this whole thing for us without us even needing to do any of the steps. So let's do that. 43.2 squared plus x squared equals 196.8 squared. Now I don't see anything up here because look at the answer choices, right? It's a big number, but we can zoom out and we can start to scroll. And eventually we'll see it. There it is. It's between 180 and 200. So it's probably C. And if we tap it, yep, there you go, 192. That is the answer. So basically, remember, Desmos is an algebra solver. You give it an equation, it will solve it for you. If you use X as the only variable, you're going to get vertical lines at the answer. And so all we have to do is change the b, which is the variable that the equation uses, the formula uses, and switch it to an x so that Desmos could handle it. And that's an easy switch, and you should just know how to do that because it definitely saves you a lot of time and a lot of headache. Headache. And you could have probably solved this a more traditional way like your teacher taught you in school, but why take the risk? Why not just do it this way and get the answer confidently through the computer? So there you go. That is definitely how I would have done it on the test, and it's just a matter of understanding which formula to use. That is why a lot of people do not like geometry, is they learned all the formulas, but geometry is a topic that forces them to choose the right tool for the right situation. And that's different, right? That requires creative thinking, which a lot of people who might be good at math otherwise are not necessarily good at doing. So the SAT loves to have problems where we need creative thinking. This is not as creative as we need to be. This is not that hard, but it is the easy module, and we do have a harder question near the end, which I would expect. So hopefully you knew enough about right triangles to be able to plug things into the right place and solve for this confidently.